So last week I learned some things. I think that my running back projections have been off. So this week we tweak them. Do they win? Stick around and find out. This is Bets and Breakfast presented by the Fat Jack Sports Service. Welcome into another edition of Bets and Breakfast presented by the Fat Jack Sports Service. I am Brandon Rush, and today, week 4 of the NFL. Happy Sunday. There's an NFL game playing right now in London, which is really weird. I really kind of like the London games. I wish that there was a London game every week. I would take a London game every week instead of Thursday night football, but I might be very alone in that camp. Let's look back at last week. 2-2 last week. One really bad selection on the Logan Thomas over yardage. And that's mainly just because of Carson Wentz. Dude's terrible. Why I will never again, at least not anytime soon, release a play associated with how well Carson Wentz plays quarterback. So that one's on me. The Miles Sanders one probably should have won. I was really surprised to see them not feature him more in the game. But, hey, we got two easy winners. George Kittle's longest catch under 18 and a half. I think the longest catch of the game was 11 yards. So we hit that one with relative ease. And if you follow the show or follow me on Twitter, I also threw out Kittle under for the game for yards, which went under by a lot. The Josh Reynolds pick, I feel very happy with over 22 and a half. He had like 96 yards. Big game for him, and we'll see what that means for the Lions going forward now that Amon-Ra St. Brown is out. So moving on to this week, we're rolling into October. A month of the season is already gone after this week, and we are hopefully turning a profit. If you're not turning a profit, you not only need to be watching this show, but also sign up for the Fat Jack Sports Service. Call 1-800-298-1383 or log on to fatjacksports.com, which is really kind of the easiest thing to do. You log on to the website, find the package that's right for you, whether you're playing for the weekend, you're playing for the month, you're going to play all the football games through the Super Bowl. Hey, basketball starts in a couple weeks. I'm not doing basketball props, at least on this show, but we'll be playing some. So follow me on Twitter at Brandon Rush, and we'll hammer out some winners as the season progresses. This is a November, December, January type thing. Right now, we're solely focused on football. So let's look at this week. I feel as if some of my projections, my numbers were off on how I do the math for running back projections. I feel like I've tweaked those enough, and we're going to really kind of put them to the test this week because I have two running back plays that are going to be on the board today. First one's going to come from the Jacksonville and Philadelphia game. Travis Etienne looks like the dude he was in college. Missed his rookie year due to injury, has come out and really kind of found himself, at least as a guy in the NFL. Don't know how big his ceiling is, but if he can return to the form that he had in college, look out. Because my goodness, that dude was good. His total projections today over 46 and a half combined rushing and receiving yards. If you can only find one or the other, I would lean towards the receiving yards going over. But if you can find the over 46 and a half rushing and receiving yards, definitely make that a play for today. Now over to the Chargers and Texans game. Pharaoh Brown over 20 and a half receiving yards. This one seems maybe like a trap, but hear me out on this. His lowest yardage total this season has been 17 yards, and that was only on a game where he had one catch. The Chargers gave up the most yards per game to tight ends a year ago. They gave up 79 to Darren Waller. They gave up 51 to Travis Kelce. It's the bigger tight ends that really kind of give this Chargers defense matchup problems. Pharaoh's 6'6", 258. Big dude, big day for the Texans tight end. Pharaoh Brown over 20 and a half. I feel like I always got to throw in a kicker. So why not take one of the more accurate kickers who gets the most usage in a prop? Younghoe Koo over 1.5 field goals made. Cleveland's defense is good, but without Myles Garrett, maybe they get a few more red zone opportunities that kind of stall out. Koo is averaging 3 attempts per game so far this season. he's going to make 2 of those 3 at least. So give me Younghoe Koo over 1.5 field goals made. And then tonight, Kansas City at Tampa Bay. I know a lot of people are going to be watching this game. And anytime you get Tom Brady and Patrick Mahomes on television in prime time, it's gonna garner some eyes. Clyde Edwards-Helaire over 17.5 receiving yards. He has 4 targets per game, and actually has not had a target go to him that wasn't caught. So 4 catches a game. And he's had no games under 32 yards this season. So this one, another running back prop that seems very low to me. So Clyde Edwards-Helaire over 17.5 receiving yards. Tampa, just as a note, gave up the most catches to running backs a year ago. So more catches equals more yards. Clyde Edwards-Helaire over 17.5. So there you go, 4 picks for today. I'm going to be playing all 4 of these individually. And when I show the record now, I'm including just those plays. I'm not going to include the hits on Prize Picks because, again, Prize Picks isn't available everywhere for a lot of people. But I am going to play all 4 of these guys on a power play. And if we go 4 for 4, $10 entry, $100 coming back. By the way, if you follow me on Twitter at Brandon Rush, you saw the 3-0 that I put out Thursday night for Thursday Night Football. Evan McPherson over 1.5 made field goals. Hayden Hurst receiving yards over, and Mike Gesicki receiving yards over. So tight ends and kickers, not always the popular prop bets, but they turned a profit on Thursday night. Those were 3-0. I didn't give them on the channel, so I'm not going to include them in the overall total of wins, but it's nice little stuff like that is just an ancillary perk of watching this show. Don't forget, if you want to play these props on Prize Picks, you absolutely can. Go to prizepicks.com or download the app from your app store. Use promo code FATJACK when you sign up, and you get a 100% deposit bonus up to $100. Also, don't forget fatjacksports.com. Sign up for the package that is right for you and win more money betting the games this weekend. I'm Brandon Rush. We'll be back next Sunday for another edition of Bets and Breakfast presented by the Fat Jack Sports Group.
Hey, this is the Fat Jack. Are you betting on the games? My clients and I are wrapping up a great September. $100 players up almost $3,000 betting my play since the start of August. Are you ready to finally start winning? Go to fatjacksports.com and fall into profit this October. You can get all the plays through Halloween for less than $100 a week, or save a lot of money on those longer packages. Hoops start in the middle of the month, and adding them now saves a ton. Go to fatjacksports.com, sign up today, and win. fatjacksports.com.